Yeah, it's kind of good. Oh, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Felicity, I'm a professional saxophonist, and in today's video I would love to help you to understand how to choose saxophone reeds, how to prepare them and how to store them. And I have a very special topic as well today. We are going to store reeds in vodka, and that's how basically I conserve it now. Are you ready? Let's get started!
I'm going to visit the weekend music shop in Oslo and let's see what they have. As you can see, reeds come in many brands, different styles and strands, so of course it could be confusing for you to make a choice.
Let me help you to make a choice. Your first decision when buying the reeds is to decide if to buy classical or jazz reeds.
Classical reeds are designed for classical music, but many jazz musicians play them as well. They are usually more resistant, a little harder to play. Jazz reeds are suitable for all popular music styles and typically play a little softer than classical reeds, but with more sound projection.
So let me ask you, how would you describe a sound of classical saxophone? Is it dark? Is it mellow? Is it pure? Is it focus? Is it more flat or more close? And how about the jazz sound? Is it more bright? Is it more open? Does it have more overtones? What do you think about it? So maybe you would ask me, but why jazz musicians play classical reeds and maybe the vice versa? Why? Well, there is a difference between dark sound and bright sound. Let's simply say that the darker sound means also that the reeds are a little harder to play. They are a little resistant and the sound is a little woody. And that's an example of a classical reeds. And the bright sound means quick response and great flexibility. Reeds are a little softer to play, and that's a perfect example of jazz reeds. I personally like very bright sound with excellent sound projection and very good attack. Something like, you know, like you can hear in the funky music, something like. As for the brand, I prefer Vandoren reeds. I have been playing them for many years since I have been a child because they are very consistent. Sometimes I try some different brands, but I kind of always went back to Vandoren. So I would love to show you in following example how I actually choose my reeds and what's my favorite ones.
So let's have a look at the jazz reeds. Java Green is the brightest, with immediate response, very easy to play. I think this could be very good reeds for a beginner. Vandoren Red Cat is a little more harder but consistent than Vandoren Java Green. It offers centered sound, excellent sound projection and precise attack. Those are actually my longtime favorite reeds. ZZ Jazz is in the middle of the way in terms of brightness and dark, giving the player rich, colorful sound with quick response. And the V16 plays a little harder but giving a player strong attack with a deep rich sound. These reeds are suitable for all the new styles of music.
Your second decision when buying the reeds is to decide what strength of the reeds you need.
The standard scale is from 1 to 5, with 1 being the softest and 5 being the hardest reed. For example, number 1.5 would be a good option for a child, number 2.5 for an adult. This is the strength that most players use. And number 4 and 5 feels like a really hard reeds and it's not a very common choice.
A dry reed straight from the box will have a response problem, and the reason why it's so, it's because the reeds have been drying during a manufacturing process for a very long time. So maybe you heard that saxophonists, they soak them, and that's the right thing to do. Soak them for 1 to 5 minutes in the water. Sometimes I can find a perfect reed in the box and sometimes the reed needs a little adjustment. Now I'm just going to show you how to do it.
I will leave you the link down below of a very extended study called Guidelines for Adjusting Reeds from David P. Wright, where I also got my knowledge. Generally speaking, the main rule would be avoid sanding the heart of the reed or the extreme tip of the reed. Overdoing this adjustment will make the reed too weak or squeaky.
Nowadays there are high precision tools for adjusting the reeds, but I'm going to introduce you the cheapest tool you can find, and this is the sandpaper. It's my favorite to use. As you can see, I have different sandpapers, and basically you have different numbers here which shows you different grit.
You can use a piece of 600 grit sandpaper or finer. And now finally let me show you the adjustments which I found more effective. Table leveling. Polish the backside of the reed so the reed is sealing and vibrate properly along the table of the mouthpiece. Balancing the tip corners is a very effective adjustment. I found this advice nicely explained on the website of Reed Geek. Look at the spot where the reed stops touching your mouthpiece. This line is where your reed needs to seal on the mouthpiece table and side rails. Bend very lightly the sides of the reed with your fingers and feel which side is heavier than the other. Adjustment of the wings improves highs and generally enhances resonance and creates a more centered tone. Remember, always make small, gradual adjustments and check the progress by playing the reed. If your long notes are stuffy, send here lightly. Both side strips might be adjusted equally to improve response. I advise you to take your pad reeds, experiment with the adjustment of different areas of the reed, and make your own conclusions.
And now let's talk about the hot topic, reed storage. Well, I think here where my main issue with reeds came and this reed anxiety basically came, especially keeping the reeds performance ready in summer, for example, when it's hot and you have this dry wet cycle and it shortened the lifespan of the reed. One of the things I was trying to do is to keep them in the fridge, which was kind of working for me. But it was a problem actually when on the road, when touring. And then I heard about people storing reeds in vodka, and I've got honestly very curious, and I have to say I tried and it worked. So we are going now to try an experiment together. What do you think about?
I found a more scientific information on the website of Rejuvenate. They recommend to use a mouthwash Listerine, the original formula, which unfortunately is not available anymore, so I tried with vodka instead.
Reeds can be colonized by microbes, and the most common thing you can see it's the mold. I personally cultivated some mold for you so you can see how disgusting it can be. Look at that. Ooh. So I would love to invite you to do the same experiment. You can do it at home, or everything you need is some jar. You can have a plastic one or you can have a glass one. You should have some clean sponge and a little bit of vodka. It's very unusual. Okay, so first thing we do is we will take out this green part from the sponge. We don't need it. Now this is really good quality, so now I can break it. Thanks! We just need a sponge. And, well, I will just use one. Pour a little bit of vodka into the sponge, tiny bit, okay? This should be tiny bit. Okay, and place your reeds with the tip down. Close it. And that's how basically I conserve it now. So I have this hygrometer which shows me the humidity and also the temperature. 25 degrees here in Norway, nice. And we have 42% of humidity, so I will place it inside and it will show me exact humidity. You don't need this, but it's good to see actually, you know, if it's maybe too wet. We can see in our hygrometer that the humidity is going up. And yeah, the alcohol will stabilize the reed, I notice. Another good thing about just having the sponge, I think you can maybe use it to clean the reeds. I mean, girls' lipstick, you know, we know. Let me show you maybe if I will take this horrible reed, and you can clean it nicely using the sponge. I think it's a good idea, and at the same time you can use it for the mouthpiece. So yeah, it's try the same. Let me know what you think, if it worked for you. Look at this. Let's see before and after. Oh my God, now I feel like some seller. This is a before and after. Perfect. Please, like, you don't have this for drinking, okay? Like, I don't want to be responsible for you guys.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. And for you?
Vodka martini, Vandoren, 5.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you would like to know how to choose your mouthpiece, click here for the next video. See you in the next one!